जी, पैरा 4 मैं पढ़ रहा हूं जी. If I may, what is fundamental to the constitutional role of the ECP is the duty to organize and conduct free and fair elections for the benefit of the citizen who enjoys the fundamental right to not only contest elections but also the right to vote. So the fundamental right is the right to contest and the right to vote. ये दोनों हमचू हैं. They're two sides of the same coin. मैं contest कर रहा हूं, वो वोट कर रहे हैं. Contest करते हुए भी मैं वोटर हूं. So the right to contest and the right to vote go together. There can be no contest if there is no right to vote. So if Article 17 has to have any meaning, then the right to form a party, the right of that party to contest, the right of voters to vote, these are all tied together as in a continuum, and together they create the fundamental right protected by Article 17(2). So the right to vote is very much a fundamental right. I leave it at that and I move on. Now, on what happens when this court is exercising power under Article 184(3). Sir, ये मैंने एक जो नोट आपको पहले दिया था on the scope of Article 185 read with 184(3) and 187. एक मिनट रुकिएगा. So इस नोट में so मैं 12 बजे तक खत्म कर दूंगा इंशाल्लाह. So इस नोट पे हमें बहुत तेजी से I'll just refer to notes that I've made. जी
आप करें, मुझे कोई.
I would be very grateful. I think some fundamental issues have to be examined. अगर आप मुझे इजाजत देंगे तो I will do it.
इजाजत देंगे, क्यों नहीं देंगे
सर? इस नोट में मैंने जो आपको दिया था, मैंने पीर साबिर शाह से कुछ सफ़ों का जिक्र किया है. इन पर्टिकुलर सलीम अख्तर साहब का पेजेस 189, 90, 91 जो हमने पढ़ लिए थे, पैरास 9 and 10. इसी नोट में काइंडली सी इज द जजमेंट इन वसी जफर्स केस PLD 94 सुप्रीम कोर्ट 621. उसमें भी पैरास हैं 637, 638. वो अगर देख लें, क्योंकि उनका जिक्र कई जजमेंट्स में हुआ है बाद में वसी जफर का. दोसानी ट्रैवल्स मैंने आपके सामने अर्ज कर दिया, पढ़ दिया. उसके बाद एक और जजमेंट जो बहुत अहम है, दिस इज 2022 बिकॉज इट ब्रिंग्स मैटर्स राइट अप टू टुडे ऑलमोस्ट. सुहेल अहमद केस, फैसल सिद्दीकी साहब had referred to it, इसलिए मैं इस पे ज्यादा वक्त नहीं लगाऊंगा. दिस इज अ जजमेंट ऑथर्ड बाय माय लॉर्ड जस्टिस मोहम्मद अली मजहर, 22 SCMR 2022 SCMR 1387, para 11 at page 1394. The phrase complete justice is wide-ranging and all-inclusive expression articulating to do justice by all means so that the dominant interest of justice is not altered or distorted on mere technicalities. So I'll leave it at that, and I've placed the note regarding the fundamental right to vote. The other note that I'm placing before the court for its kind perusal is a note on the review jurisdiction. कल मैंने एक judgment पढ़ी थी at some length. This was the case of Abdul Ghaffar, 98 Supreme Court 363 in my.
दूसरे नोट की बात करें
जी,
किस नोट में ये रिव्यू जुरिस्डिक्शन?
मैं रिव्यू पे अब एक नोट दे रहा हूँ, अब आपको दे रहे हैं सर. So आपको मैंने एक नोट दिया आज 185 read with 184 and 187 पे.
ये आपने दो दिया आज.
जी, दूसरा नोट दिया right to vote as a fundamental right. अब ये तीसरा नोट है आज. This is the review jurisdiction of this court. कल मैंने आपके सामने पेश की थी.
अब आप मेन केस पे अभी आए हैं सर. रिव्यू जुरिस्डिक्शन अभी आपने बताना है कि
कल मैंने पढ़ी थी सर. कल मैंने शुरू ही किया था by reading the judgment which is reported as Abdul Ghaffar and others versus Asghar Ali, PLD 98 Supreme Court 363, जिसमें कॉर्नेलियस साहब और कैकाउस साहब के एक्सट्रैक्ट्स जो हैं from 62 Supreme Court 353 नवाबजादा अमीर अली खान केस, वो उन्होंने रिप्रोड्यूस किए और एंडोर्स किए. एंड माय सबमिशन इज अजमल मियां साहब ने जो 98 सुप्रीम कोर्ट में अब्दुल गफ्फार के केस में बात कर दी है, एंड इन दिस केस ही हैज रिव्यूड द एंटायर केस लॉ टिल दैट डेट. उसमें कोई तब्दीली नहीं आई. दैट इज व्हाट द लॉ इज. सो यस्टरडे व्हेन वी रेड अब्दुल गफ्फार, वी कैन गो बैक टू दैट फॉर अ मोमेंट. और इसी पेपर बुक में 2-3 और जजमेंट्स हैं, और बाकी मैंने तफसील इस नोट में आपके सामने रख दी है. द मोस्ट रीसेंट एंड द मोस्ट कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इन रीसेंट ईयर्स इज 2023 PTD 964. That is again a judgment authored by my Lord Justice Muhammad Ali Mazhar. वो मैंने इसमें रख दिया, इसी judgment में बाकी जो पुरानी जितनी judgments हैं review jurisdiction पे they're there. लेकिन what comes out of all these judgments? So two things come out very, very clearly. The review will be made when something has been overlooked by the court. If some set of facts or law was examined by the court and the court has come to a conclusion, even if the review bench thinks that conclusion is erroneous, it will not be reviewed. So the first principle here is, were these matters considered by the court? And has the court come to a conclusion with respect to these matters? If the court has considered the matters and has come to a conclusion, the review bench will not disturb that conclusion on those matters. Not on any technical ground, not on any other ground, even if those conclusions are found to be erroneous.
Only the appellate court can do so.
Yes, not the review bench. The review bench is not an appellate forum. It is not hearing an appeal. There has to be finality, and the review bench has a very limited jurisdiction. Secondly, the court has to come to the conclusion that some injustice has been caused. These are two cardinal principles. Merely an erroneous judgment is no ground for reviewing the judgment. Somebody has been deprived of a lawful right by that judgment because of the error that it has committed. So these are two fundamental principles. इसके ऊपर बाकी सब कुछ base हो सकता है. But you have to see, has the court examined the situation, the law, and come to a conclusion? Your lordships may have a different opinion. ये नहीं करना चाहिए था, इसमें prayer ठीक नहीं लिखा था, इसमें फलां बंदा पार्टी नहीं था, ये सब कुछ उनके सामने था. They've considered whether PTI was there or not. मैं भी उस पे आता हूँ, paragraph 117. They've said कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता whether PTI is properly before us or not, because we are granting relief to the people of Pakistan. We are not granting relief to any one particular political party. They've said that. I come to that. So no technicality will come in the way of the judgment for it to be reviewed. Injustice has to be pleaded. What is the injustice that has been pleaded by the other side? They admit, they accept that the number of seats that they have won in the general election, they have those seats. On the basis of those seats, they have been given a proportionate number of women's seats and minority seats. So their constitutional entitlement in terms of Article 51 has been granted to them. They're not saying it has not been granted to them. So they're not even pleading injustice. What they're saying is, give us something more. We want more than our entitlement under the Constitution. Let's read Article 51.